Hello and welcome to the NerdCast. And yes, it's no longer called Nerdtopia because I was informed by Grayson that that was a stupid title. And today
And it's too hard to find on YouTube.
It is. He had trouble finding the channel. Anyways, today we are going to be counting down our picks for the top 5 Batman not villains. We already did that. Go watch the last episode. Today we're going to be counting down our top 5 Batman movies. I will go first since you went first in the video game villains countdown.
AKA the last.
Yes, watch both videos, or we find you. I'm kidding. So this one, I'm kind of having.
No, he's not. He's not.
I'm kind of having doubt on this one, but I think I'm gonna go with The Dark Knight Returns, the animated 2-part movie based on the Batman book, The Dark Knight Returns, which I want to read. This specifically, I'm talking about Part 2, as Part 1's great, but not as good, but Part 2 is absolutely amazing. It's one of 4 films to be based off of the certain Batman books, and those 4 movies are Batman vs. Superman, bleh, The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and 2. And I would say this is the best. It's not my favorite, but it's the best, since it is a direct adaptation of the book, and it doesn't really have that many flaws. It's probably the most flawless movie on the list, since there's no glaring problems with it. But yeah, it's a great movie. Joker is great in it. If you want a real cool Batman versus Superman movie, Superman is great in it. I just think that it's a very fascinating story with a great concept and one of the best Batman movies ever made. So what is your number 5, Grayson?
I don't have a comment on that one, by the way. My number 5 is the Sun. Well, no. It's Robin versus Batman.
Batman versus Robin?
Which is, yeah. It's the part of the series which has Batman Bad Blood, the Son of Batman. It's a really good series, and if you're gonna watch one of these movies, and you're going to watch this one, you gotta watch the whole series first.
Yeah, Son of Batman. Of all the Batman movies, it goes Son of Batman, then Batman versus Robin, then Batman Bad Blood, then Hush.
Yeah. And then there's also in that series, it has its own Avengers take.
Or not Avengers, Justice League.
Yeah, sorry. Justice League. I'm playing the Avengers Lego right now, so.
Oh yeah, and I'm playing Batman Arkham Knight. But
oh yeah, we forgot to talk about those. But, yeah, they have their own take on that. Superman's actually good in it, because usually Superman's, just this overpowered self. But the series is really good, and my number 4...
wait, I go first. Don't I go next?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But my number 4 is a part of the series, too.
Okay, so my number 4 has a very similar title to the last movie, The Dark Knight Rises. So this movie is the last of the Dark Knight movies. It's the one with Bane, and Talia. Spoilers.
They never cared about who I was till I put on the mask.
Yeah, Bane is... So, The Dark Knight Rises is a great film. I do think The Dark Knight Returns is better at handling the original story that it was based on. But I just like Dark Knight Rises more for 2 reasons. Or 3 reasons, actually. 1, because it's a sequel to The Dark Knight, which is a movie you will see later on this list, and I think it capped off that series well. Number 2, Bane. Bane is one of the best Batman movie villains, and while his motives are a little simpy, I do find it and I don't think he has, I find, it's less of simpy and more of fatherly protection, and I find his friendship with Talia very interesting. Talia is a rather boring villain in the movie, but I think Bane especially stands out. And my other reason for loving this movie is Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Usually I prefer like Catwoman as a villain, not an anti-hero. But for some reason, or this movie just does anti-hero Catwoman so well, Anne Hathaway pulls it off perfectly, and is one of another one of the best Batman movie villains. So I just say this movie is a great movie, a very underrated movie. I feel like this movie gets a lot of unwarranted hate. It does have more problems than the other Dark Knight movies, but I still think it is a great finale to the Dark Knight trilogy. So what is your number 4? I think I know based on the last one.
My number 4, oh, I don't think you know. Well, it's gonna become a surprise to you, but it is The Dark Knight Return.
The Dark Knight Returns?
Part 1 and 2. Because I couldn't decide which one was better than the others, so I just picked both of them.
I don't like considering them as different movies, yeah, because the reason they made them into 2 different movies is because the book was too big to fit into one movie. So they had to make
literally
them 2.
One of the movies is right after the other.
Yeah,
just
it's the same movie.
Again.
So that's what I like to call it, the same movie. But it is great.
The reason, like he said, it's one of the best Batman versus Superman movies, and you like really kind of get to know what's happening, even if you've never, like, I personally never knew about the series till the DC Online. I never, like, because, that's a whole nother universe of Batman where he retires, and I didn't know too much about it. The movie does a really good job at telling you what's happening, and I was able to understand the whole way. So you could probably watch it with your family, besides the part that is PG-13.
Yeah, and you do know it's not a part of the Son of Batman series, but it is probably my...
Oh, crap, I skipped that.
Oh.
That's what, I accidentally skipped that.
Oh, so you skipped to your number 3?
Yeah.
Oh, well tell us your number 4 then.
My number 4, since I'm doing 2 in a row, you can do 2 in a row. But my number 4 is, the Son of Batman, which is, the one where Damien is actually introduced. And it's the first 2 parts of it is where he's at Ra's al Ghul's place. I'm not gonna spoil that. So, yeah, basically can't really talk about the series without spoiling it a bit.
While I play the next challenge map, I'm going to play as Catwoman, because the next entry on the list is Batman Returns. I do not think Grayson...
Oh my gosh, I thought you were about to say the Catwoman movie.
Oh gosh,
I was like, wait, what?
No, just please, no, never, ever, never, no. Okay, but Batman Returns, Grayson I don't think he has seen, because whenever a couple weeks ago we were playing Minecraft, doing some stuff, not off channel, and he said, you know who should play Penguin? Danny DeVito. And he didn't even know that the Penguin Danny DeVito had already played the Penguin in Batman Returns. So I don't think he has seen this one. And it is pretty...
Is that the, 90s one?
It's pretty old. It's the sequel to the 1989 one.
Oh, I did watch that one.
And
that does not look like Danny DeVito.
It is. It's behind a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
But, and I love the design. But yeah, Batman Returns, I think, is the most underrated Batman movie, even more than The Dark Knight Rises. Just because, it's not underrated, but it's just, I feel like people don't consider it among the best Batman movie when I really think they should. In my opinion, the best part about this movie is Catwoman, and how, normally with Catwoman, they make her like The Dark Knight Rises. They make her just a fun-loving anti-hero with a heart of gold. And I do love that take, but I have always said that I prefer villain Catwoman. While Returns Catwoman is a bit of an anti-hero, I think what makes her great is her mental illness. She is literally insane. And the heart of the movie is watching her, like, she basically has a split personality. At the start, she is this meek secretary for this guy named Max Schreck, but after she finds his plans to, build a power plant that will, like, consume the city's energy, he kills her, and then she goes insane, like, realizing how horrible her life is, and she becomes Catwoman. And I think the scene that most, and I think that, her relationship with Bruce is also great in this movie, and like how it explores how they're the same, both two people like split straight down the middle, and how in the day they wear their masks pretending to be who they're not, but then at night they be who they truly are, the Catwoman and Batman. And I think their dynamic is really good. Batman in this movie is really good, and he is a lot more insane than other Batmans. But since Catwoman is literally insane, it has a lot more parallel. Batman's really unhinged in this movie, and he's really disturbed, and I really like it. And then, of course, the final thing great about this movie, well, Penguin is good. I think he had a little more possible potential than they gave him. So he was good. But the other great thing about this movie is Christopher Walken's Max Schreck. He played the businessman who killed Selina. And while a character like that would usually be boring, his performance is just so good. Just watch Batman Returns. Grayson, you probably haven't seen it in a while. Watch Batman Returns. It's a little campy, it's a little weird, it's a little dark, and it's a little goofy at sometimes, but it's a very disturbing, tragic story of how insane Catwoman is.
Okay, now you do your number 3.
Oh yeah, I get to talk even more. It's my number 2 now. My number 2 is Batman Begins. Now, this one narrowly lost to Batman Returns, but I just had to pick Batman Begins over over Batman Returns, because while Batman Returns is great and it explores all the characters well, Batman is a lot more prevalent in Batman Begins. And while I do kind of miss it whenever Batman wasn't the main focus of his stories, and when he was just there to beat the villains. I think as a Batman movie, not a Catwoman movie, Batman Begins is better. It is probably the best. It's probably my second favorite version of Batman's origin story. And I feel like it starts off the Dark Knight trilogy really well. But the thing holding this movie back, and its biggest problem for me, is it's not really a problem with the story. It's just how disappointing it was to me. As you all know, Scarecrow is my favorite Batman villain, and seeing him be treated like a patsy to Ra's al Ghul was kind of annoying. So, Grayson, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is The Dark Knight. Batman The Dark Knight. Yep. It is one of the best Batman movies there is. Well, live actions. Heath Ledger, who played the Joker, well, it's kind of a rumor, but died doing it. We talked about him in another one of them, so I won't talk too much about his great act, but I'll summarize a little bit of it. It's a great character. All in all, he has like a plan for everything, and he just wants to show Gotham. Well, I don't really know. They don't really say that.
He wants to win Gotham's soul over and plunge the city into madness. So, can that segue into my number 1?
Oh, no, not yet. And then, Batman does a good job. The editing is really good. It's a good-looking movie. It's a great movie with the story, and it's a fun movie, too.
It is. It's a fun movie, yet it's a tragic movie. It's a very depressing movie to watch, especially with that ending. But even though it ends on kind of a bittersweet note with Like Batman, sure he has to like go into retirement, but like him saving Gotham and saving Gordon's kid from Two-Face. And are you done with yours?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that segues into my number one. My number one is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is not only my favorite Batman film, but it is my favorite film of all time. I need to rewatch it really soon because it's been like an hour since I rewatched it, and I make a promise to myself to rewatch it every hour because it's a masterpiece. I love the movie so much. This was the last movie that I wanted Joker to be in. This is when, like, now that we have the Dark Knight version of the Joker and the Joker movie, I don't need another Joker movie. Or movie with Joker in it. Because we have Heath Ledger Joker, Jack Nicholson Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, all great versions of the character, and of course Mark Hamill. So I'm done with Joker from now on. Yeah, The Dark Knight is just a great movie. It's a very sad movie, like we talked about, and it's a very interesting movie. Like with them, the whole concept of it is plunging Gotham into, or like the battle for the soul of Gotham, with Batman trying to help Gotham for the better, making it very orderly and structured, but then the Joker trying to plunge it into insanity because he believes that the only way to live in this world is without rules. But yeah, it has an all-star cast, even though Two-Face was underused, and I wanted to see another Two-Face movie with him as the main villain, live action-wise. I think the actor was great. Gordon was my favorite version of Gordon. Overall, a great Batman movie. Dare I say, a near perfect Batman movie. Now, what is your number one? I know your number one.
My number one is also my favorite. Gordon. It is Batman Year One. Batman Year One is just a really good movie. Brayden hasn't seen it yet, so he doesn't know how good it is.
I'm waiting to read the book first.
It's a great movie, and if you want to watch if you don't want a Batman movie that's in a series, but it's just really great, then that's your go-to movie. It's like a half an hour long. No, sorry, an hour and a half long. And it's just a great movie with the best Gordon. The Gordon actor is the guy from, I don't know his name, but the guy from Breaking Bad. And he does a great job of Gordon. I thought the best Gordon was the Dark Knight's Gordon, but then when I saw that, I was just like, yep, he doesn't even compare.
I really do want to watch the film. I really do. I'm going to. Right now, I currently just bought a buttload of comics, and Year One was going to be one of them, the comic, but I am not going to read it for a little bit, which means I'm not going to watch the movie for a little bit, but that's because I'm currently reading a bunch of other comics. I'm currently reading like Court of Owls, Harleen, the Harley Quinn origin story, and Dark Victory, a Two-Face story, and they're all really long, really big books. But I have made my mission to, after I finish all of the Batman books I got for my birthday, to watch read Batman Year One, and then to watch the movie. Because the way Grayson's talking about it, it really does sound like a great movie. So I hope it lives up to the expectations you've set for me.
It will.
Let's see. Alright, and that, I think, do you have any... Oh, I want to say a couple honorable mentions. So, at the beginning, I was conflicting whether I wanted to put Dark Knight Returns as my number 5, just because there was one movie that nearly beat it out, and that movie is Batman Mask of the Phantasm. It is the only movie, or it's the only theater-released movie set in the Batman the Animated Series continuity. And it, in my opinion, has the greatest actor for Batman, the greatest actor for the Joker, and one of the best original villains that weren't created in the comics, and that was Andrea Beaumont, the Phantasm. But yeah, great movie. Grayson didn't like it. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Another great movie, Batman '89, the predecessor to Batman Returns. Great movie. Great movie, great Joker, great everything except Batman killing. But he does that in Returns too. So, and do you have any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I'm just saying this because it's gonna make Braden mad. Batman Hush.
I don't hate Batman Hush as much as I used to. It's just when I watched the movie, I was disappointed with, like, I wanted the book, because, like, the book is really popular, and I want to watch, and, like, I didn't live up to the expectations. It just didn't. I thought I was, well, maybe it was just because going in, I did not expect, I didn't even know Catwoman was in the film. Or I did, like I didn't know she'd be so prominent. I love the actress though. Maybe I need to rewatch it. Maybe I should. I'll rewatch it soon. But I do not think it is that great of a movie. If I had to score it, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. But just the reason is because, for one, I don't like how Riddler was handled in the movie. And two, because I did not expect it to be a romance film. Because it was basically just a Catwoman Batman soap opera. So, that concludes our top 5 movies. Join us tomorrow for another top 5, or maybe not even a top 5. Maybe it'll just be a podcast. It'll probably be a top 5 though, and it's up to Grayson to pick what that top 5 is. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of NerdCast. Good night or good morning. Bye bye.